6 to 9. You're about to have a really good time, and it's sure to make you smile. On the bus, in the car, on the AirPods without wires. Rank it up on the worksite, it's the Bad and Liam podcast. Bad and Liam podcast.
Well, g'day there, podcaster.
Yeah, welcome to the original podcast, the podcast which contains all the main gear. Obviously, you've been a few extras this week.
Well, look, we don't want to be too confusing because people are going, hang on, what are you talking about? Well, there is some new podcasts going up where it's me, Liam, producer Belle, and producer Andy. And we just talk about the stuff that's kind of like show related.
It's like an off-air chat. So if you haven't heard those yet, check it out. I'm keen to get some feedback on those.
Well,
I want to see if people like them or not.
Yeah, from what I've seen in the DM, people seem to be enjoying them because it is just genuinely behind the scenes chat. But hey, we'll keep talking about that after you enjoy the actual podcast. Oh, good morning, Adelaide, and a happy Wednesday.
Good to have you back in the saddle, cowboy.
Oh, mate, it feels good to be back.
Oh, am I right? I mean, the show has been running as per, obviously, but Ben's had COVID. He's back now. He had 3 days left on the government mandate, but he said, "Stop it! I'm coming back." No, it was all finished.
All feels right in the universe. Sitting back in the seat.
Absolutely, and I've been paying you out for wearing the same jumper throughout the entirety of your COVID lockdown.
Yep.
Were you wearing it into work today as a bit of a joke, like as a funny thing?
Yeah.
Or? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I was like, please take it off. Shower it. It's full of. I'm not joking. It's white stains all over it.
It's not. Yeah, no, they're painting stains.
Okay,
because I wear it when I paint.
Jury's still out. It looks gross though. It needs to be pressure washed. I'll pay for it to get dry cleaned, mate, and then you can wear it in tomorrow if it's that comfy.
Ben and Liam are in your head.
You may have seen the viral video filmed last week at a Gold Coast super cheap auto. A woman has a pram full of stolen goods. She's pretending she's got a baby in there.
And can I say as well, because I only just saw the video for the first time this morning, so she's got a pram, but she's got a towel over the pram, so you can't actually see what's in it.
Yeah, but obviously, like, the workers have seen her just loading as much gear as she could get her hands onto. And then she's stopped by one of the workers.
You want me to ring the cops?
Ring the cops, mate!
Ring the cops.
Let my thing go! Let my baby go!
You haven't even got in there.
Hey! Let go! You can have the ladies, mate! Take back my baby!
Oh, gee.
Oh,
That's
you
all
can
right.
have
Box
it!
it. There's a box
You
there.
can have it! Yes! There you go!
And the rest you got there.
There's nothing there!
She really sounds like the type of woman who would pretend that stolen goods are a baby, doesn't
I love
she?
that when, like, obviously the towel comes off and all the boxes is falling out. She goes, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, she actually says, if you listen carefully, she says, "Have the effing router, mate." Right, eh? You got me then. How's this super cheap auto? They've fired the guy for confronting her, which I find ridiculous.
That's insane.
I mean, obviously we don't know the whole story.
Because
she's the one in the wrong.
We do know the whole story.
Yeah,
like,
she's a feral who's shoplifting.
In no world is she right. But obviously I think Super Cheap have said it's a bad look for a woman with a pram to be like...
Yeah, but there's no baby in the pram.
Of course there's not. That's why it's infuriating. He obviously knows theres no baby in there.
It's ridiculous.
It's insane.
It's so bad. But it's, everything is okay in the world. He has been given a ton of job offers, apparently. He's even been offered a gig at rival store Autobahn in Burleigh Heads. So he's making the big switch. It's controversial. But that is what he is deciding to do. And you know what? Retail workers would cop this all the time. I'm sure maybe sometimes you let it pass, you try and contact security, but maybe sometimes you want to intervene. How did you catch the shoplifter?
Mm-hmm.
I always love these stories because it happens a lot. Like I know a few people that work at like Myer and that sort of thing, and they give you the figures on like how much is stolen every year, and it's crazy. 13, 24, 10. How did you catch the shoplifter?
My wife Sam works in retail, and she said a very well-dressed man came into her store, and he had a briefcase. He was dressed in a suit, and he loaded his briefcase up with stock, and then she approached him and said, "Would you like a basket for that, sir?" And he said, "No, thank you," and put the briefcase down and walked out.
It's funny if you think like if you're shoplifting in a briefcase, it almost seems like you're from like the main office trying to get some samples or something to take. You know what I mean? It almost seems like, hang on, should I be questioning this?
How did you catch the shoplifter? 13 24 10 is our number.
Rachel. Did you see a shoplifter? Were you working at the time?
Hi, Liam. I wasn't actually working. I was just in the shop. But a lady came in, got like an armful of clothes, and then went to the change rooms. But she stored everything in a plastic bag. The whole shop could hear her stuffing everything in there. By the time she came out, this is the security guard waiting for her to go through everything. So it was so obvious.
Okay, yeah. Well, good the security was on it quick.
I was kind of hoping the story was going to go. She went to the change room and put it all on.
Yeah, all the same clothes.
Yeah.
And like all of a sudden she looks like 10 kilos heavier. You're like, I don't remember her being that thick walking in there. Derek, you worked in security for a while at a shopping centre.
Yeah, it was for 12 months at the, we used to work in northern suburbs and
Hang on,
got
Derek,
called out.
Derek, were you working at the Elizabeth Shopping Centre?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd see some stuff there.
Mate, that was
Yeah.
Ben's local.
Yeah. So what happened, Derek?
Got called to one that need to get to one of the retailers, all right. Met the person outside, saw the perpetrator, 200-metre deficit, caught him outside the Elizabeth Magistrates Court.
Whoa.
So actually had a foot chase and later on found out it was about $400+ worth of goods recovered.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got to the store. The person that was shoplifting had made a break for it. You saw them
From specifically a 200-metre deficit.
You then chased them down, and you happened to catch them
Right
outside
in front of the courthouse.
Yeah.
Whoa. It would have been like in
They
Terminator when the cops were running.
they dropped the stuff and then gave up.
What were they stealing? Clothes?
I didn't actually stay around for that. All I know was I got told the rough amount.
Yeah, right.
You
just saw a criminal.
You just saw red. Didn't you? You didn't see the goods. You just went and used the full weight of the law on them in front of the magistrate's court.
Derek was an interesting character, wasn't he? Thanks for that, mate. Appreciate it. Georgia joins us now. Good morning, Georgia.
Hey, Ben and Liam. How are you?
Very good. How did you catch the shoplifter?
So the other day I was in Trusty Blair Athol on my lunch break, and I was getting a phone, like a charger for my car, just from a servo. So when I was getting the charger from the shelf, there was this sketchy guy next to me. He was probably maybe like 20. He just looked feral as. And he walked down the aisle. I could hear him unwrapping the cords. So that annoyed me. I just thought, why am I paying for it when this guy's getting it for free? So I walk up to the counter. I was already annoyed that day. So I walked up to the counter, told the girl, and she actually locked the doors. So she locked me in.
that is not a situation you want to be in, because you're inside still, right?
Cops.
Yeah.
Yeah. She called the cops, and they came and arrested him on the spot. So that was
hang on.
pretty
So
fun lunch
that's
break.
a crazy story. So she locked the doors, but that just means
locked the
you,
doors,
him, and her were all locked in the room together. Did he try and escape?
He was really upset about it, and he was upset about it. But he was like, "Oh, I didn't steal it." But then when the cops came, he had it in his pocket.
You would think, to be fair, if you were given a 6 to 7 minute grace period of the cops are coming, I'm locked in the shop.
Yeah,
maybe just empty the
and
pockets.
The wrapper was on the shelf, so
Right.
Yeah.
I see.
Did he know?
But the lady let me go behind the counter in the staff room bit, but he was just a young kid, but like the cops came and arrested him and took him away.
Yeah, right. I was going to say, that's scary if he knew that you knocked him out. If he knew you were the rat.
And then all of a sudden it turned into a cage match, a UFC, back in the day, the SmackDown Raw, like no one's leaving until the game's over.
Hey, do you ever feel like a holiday after your holiday? Plan your getaway now and make up for missed holidays with whatif.com. And select hotels are fully refundable, so you can book with confidence. Booking cancellation windows apply. What if it's Aussie for travel?
Good morning, Adelaide, and a happy Wednesday.
Now, we do know, obviously, the Queen's a little bit sick at the moment. So her son, Charles, he's looking after things at the moment, and he's just done an address to the British public saying he'd like to lower the price of housing.
Her Majesty's government's priority is to grow and strengthen the economy and help ease the cost of living for families.
So he wants to ease the cost of living for families.
You need to look this up, because he's doing all of this while sitting on a golden throne with a jewel-encrusted suit. He's been driven in on... There's like 6 Rolls Royces. One of them, they have a big gold mace, which is too big to fit in the car, so it's hanging out the window.
He's got a sceptre that's so big it can't be in one of the Rolls Royces. It has to be in its own Rolls Royce.
We need to find some sort of way to bring down the cost of living.
Liam Pod Men Cast. Wait, I said that wrong. Ben and Liam Podcast.
It's 6:10. Hallelujah, it's 6:10.
And a big good morning to Macy in Freeling. Good morning.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, doing pretty good. What are you up to so early in the morning?
Currently on my way to work.
Nice. What do you do for work, Max Dog?
I work at Woolies.
In the delicatessen section?
I'm on the checkout.
Have you ever worked in the deli section?
No, I haven't.
You know what, Macy? I've always wondered this with a Woolies worker because obviously, like Woolies, most places on a weekday opens at 7, but people want it to open earlier and stay open later. As an employee, would you like that or would you hate that?
No, I would not like that.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. No,
We're already open early enough.
that checks out. Okay, well, let's get to these 5 questions. The iPod music player has been officially discontinued. Can you name one type of iPod model?
The iPod Mini.
Yeah, that was right. Yeah, was the Mini the one with it was like didn't even have a screen? It was like the little clip, or was that the?
That was the Nano.
That was the Nano.
No, yeah, the Nano had no screen.
Yeah.
And then the iPod regular one had the screen.
And then you had the Shuffle as well. That was it. That was pretty good. Okay, next question here. Elon Musk has said he'll unban Donald Trump from Twitter if he manages to take over the social media company. What was Donald Trump's famous saying on The Apprentice, Macy?
Oh, God, I have no idea.
It was like his main thing that he was known for.
Catchphrase. You know, on the TV show
honestly,
The Apprentice, at the end, when someone was being kicked off the show, what would he say?
Nah, sorry.
I'm not sure I'm going to say you're out.
You're out.
You're
No,
out. He
you
didn't
are
say.
out,
He didn't
mate.
say you're out. That famous line.
Gotcha.
You're out. You're finished. Katrina from Blakeview. Donald Trump's famous line from The Apprentice.
Oh, I have no idea.
Guys,
really?
Is this? I didn't think this was a hard question. It's like what he was known for before the whole presidential thing.
Yeah, you want to have a guess?
No, I don't pay attention to him.
All right. Kim from Woodcroft. Donald Trump's line from the show The Apprentice.
You're fired.
That's it. You're fired. Okay, Tom Felton, the actor who played Draco Malfoy in Harry Potter, says he didn't have any luck with the ladies after starring in the movies. Can you name one of the 4 houses of Hogwarts in Harry Potter?
Gryffindor.
Excellent. Have you done the Pottermore thing before? Have you done that, Kim?
No.
Oh, it's really fun.
No, but my kids would have.
Yeah, look, well, I'm a big pothead like your kids, and I did it, and I actually got Hufflepuff, which was a little bit annoying. But,
Gross.
yeah, I know. So I might have to do that test again to see what I truly belong in. Okay, 4th question. The trailer for the sequel to the movie Avatar has dropped. What colour skin do the Na'vi creatures have in Avatar?
Blue.
Everyone is talking about Britney Spears online after she posted a whole bunch of nudes. Did you see those, Kim?
I did not.
Well, she's politely put a little emoji there so to cover her bits. But can you finish these classic Britney lyrics?
Hit me, baby, one more time.
It's like Britney's in the room. It really feels like it. Well, well done, Kim, just for getting on air. You're in the draw to win $10,000 today with Nova's 10K day in May.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And Kim, would you like to go back to 1980 this morning with my song choice?
I mean, yeah, the 80s were cool, but was it as good as 2007?
This heart attack. I've gotta get away, not coming back.
Faker.
You get to choose, Kim. What would you like to hear this morning? Liam's song or my song?
Liam, please.
Damn, bit of Faker. Blondie gets done in again.
I really thought you were going to choose Blondie.
Great choice.
This heart attack. I've gotta get away, not coming back. I want some downtime. So call me when you can and I'll be fine.
Blanc, Blanc.
We're also joined now by producer Belle, a.k.a. the what, Belle?
Oh, Love Rat.
Love rat, Bill's a
loverat@novafm.com.au is the email. You can get in touch any old time if you want some love advice from producer Belle. This one's from Ariel in Windvale. She said, "Hey, Love Rat. I've been with my husband for 8 years. We have 2 kids together and have never really clashed up until the last few weeks." This is an interesting one. "My husband revealed to me after the state election that he voted for One Nation. They won a seat. I'm not the most political person around, but I can't believe he would actually do that. Their views are so opposite to mine, and now he wants to do it again in the upcoming election, and it's caused a few issues with our relationship. It says, help me, Rat. Do I need to park my political views for my husband and just focus on our relationship, or am I right to put my views over our marriage?" That is a whole can of worms, isn't it?
Well, look, political views, religious views, all of that, it is the foundation, I think, for a lot of our personalities. You know, if you have your views on where the country should be going and what we should be prioritising, to be honest, that shows you as a person and where you see yourself fitting in the world. If I was with someone, like luckily Luke, my partner, we're pretty much identical in everything, all our opinions.
Yeah, both
and everything.
big One Nation people.
Like brother and sister.
Not what?
Gross.
How does that get to that? How? Anyway, so we haven't had that problem. But if I was in her situation, I think that's the foundation of who that person is. And
You'd dump his ass.
Well, in so many words, yes.
So, after 8 years of marriage and having 2 kids?
2 kids.
They vote for One Nation.
You would blow it up.
That seems pretty... I know. It's interesting, but it's not just like there.
Yeah, that's a big call. I think if he has changed recently, like this is something that I think you should work out on pretty much the first date, really, in my opinion. But if it's gotten this far and maybe he's just recently changed his views, yeah, it's tough.
So you would bring up who are you voting for in the next election on a first date?
No, but I'd suss out like... Hey, what do you think of the environment? What do you think of,
that'd be a fun date.
Yeah, sweet. This is going well.
I'm not going to date someone if they're like, nah, let's just put all the fumes out there and I don't care about like animals and stuff. No way.
Belle, like when she goes to someone's house on a second or third date and they're in the toilet, she's like looking for bug spray and she's like, just wanted to check.
I look, if people don't use Earth brand house cleaning products,
God.
yeah, I judge them.
Hey, newsreader extraordinaire Taylor Jones, what do you think? I mean, this is a very tricky one, isn't it? Like if someone's, they're clashing over views.
Yeah, and it's because, like you were saying, it's because they've been married for so long, I suppose, that makes it especially tricky. I know I've been in a previous relationship where there's been kind of religious views, not necessarily clashing, but more like our beliefs on, say, what happens at, the afterlife, that sort of thing. And it actually did become like a bit of an issue, and we were able to get past it. But, yeah, it's hard if you are so, like, staunch on what you believe. It can definitely cause some problems, and it's best, like Belle said, I mean, if you can iron the issues out as early as possible, first date, why not?
Yeah, it's almost like that thing, though. Sometimes, you have people in your life that you like them, but you just know there's certain areas where you're not going to go because you don't necessarily agree with. I know it's harder when you're married to someone, but you're like, oh, that person likes, conspiracy theories, so I'm just not going to mention that, otherwise they're just going to kick into that.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know. It's a tricky one, but why don't we do this morning? Are you and your partner completely opposite? It doesn't just have to be with like your voting or your political views. Like maybe you're a vegan, maybe they're a butcher. I don't know. 13 24 10. Are you and your partner completely opposite?
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be opposite in every single way. Just like if there's like one major thing that you just don't see eye to eye on.
13 24 10 is the number. Liz, your opposites attract, is it?
Hi, yeah. Opposites attract for us, I guess. He's a Liverpool supporter, live, breathe and die, and I support Manchester United.
Yuck.
I don't really,
That's gross.
as someone who's on a soccer head, I don't really get that as much, but I'm assuming it's kind of like Port and Crows.
Yeah, we've got a pretty strong crosstown rivalry happening.
Yeah, and especially because we put 8 past you this year in all the games.
We're not talking about that.
I'm sure you haven't talked for the last month.
Well, that's the thing. So, Liz, do you just not talk about it? What happens? How do you deal with it?
I don't talk about it when we lose. Okay. He does, but I don't. Yeah. And then sometimes, I like to bring back the glory days of when we beat Liverpool 8-1. So,
Yeah, it could be some fun banter in it, I guess.
Yeah.
It doesn't get ugly.
Yeah. All I'm saying is if Sarah bought a Man United shirt, the wedding's off. Lee, opposites attract. Is your partner completely opposite to you?
Yes, I'm Muslim and she's Roman Catholic.
Okay, yeah, right. And so was that like a problem getting together with parents and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Like sometimes that's the most difficult part.
Yeah, I mean, at the start, I was a bit scared of introducing, an Australian girl to my culture, and it took me about 2 years to introduce my mum to her. So, yeah.
How long have you been together for?
We've been together for 11 years and married for 2.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, wow.
hell of a long time.
Yeah.
And so, how do you make it work, Lee? Do you do a kind of a meet in the middle, or what do you do?
And we sort of do. Like, we have our different views on things, but we try not to clash on things. I sort of just, luckily, because I came to Australia when I was a young age, so I'm quite westernised. I'm not a strict Muslim. So,
Yeah, right.
it's pretty easy in that sense. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an interesting one, though, because, that's a whole... I mean, we were talking political views, but when religion comes into it, that's a whole other thing. And also, political issues and religious issues are the root of a lot of, wars and things in the world.
That's a good one, Lee. Thank you very much for sharing. Tana, are you and your partner opposites? What is it?
Tattoos.
Oh, right. Is someone tatted up and someone can't stand them?
Yeah, I'm the tatted up one, and he's the one who can't absolutely stand them at all.
Okay, and did you have them when you got together?
Well, that's the thing. No, I didn't. I did tell him I was good, Belle. I promise. Not the first date, but I did say, I do want them one day. The pain kind of scared me. I'm a bit of a wuss. And then we got married, and my brother-in-law got one. And then I was like, nah, I'm doing it. And then after I got the first one, he got so mad he didn't talk to me for, I'm not even joking, 5 days.
Wow. Okay. And so I do like that you gave him the warning. That's a great thing. Hey, just heads up, like, I know you don't like them, but I'm thinking about getting tats.
Does he not like the idea of tattoos, or does he not like your specific tattoo that you got?
He just hates all tattoos. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I must admit, such as life on the belly probably wasn't the best move. I know you like Benny Cousins, but I wouldn't have gone that one.
Let's just put on one more this morning. We got Matt. Good morning, Matt. Are you and your partner opposites?
Yeah. G'day, guys. How you going?
Good, mate.
Adelaide morning.
It is, isn't it? It certainly is. Mostly sunny, top of 21 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah, no, my wife's a strict vegetarian, and I'm a deer hunter and taxidermy and meat processing and that, but she's pretty cool with it.
Matt,
we got the start. We got your wife's a vegetarian, and then the phone went...
I'm pretty sure he said... Matt, did you say you're a deer hunter?
Yeah. So, part-time avid deer hunter is a hobby, and actually do my own butchery and taxidermy, sure.
Wow. Matt.
You're absolutely taking the piss. I mean, fair enough. You eat meat, but when you've got stuffed animals at the house.
Hobby.
Meanwhile, she's trying to eat her eggplant and stay away from milk.
Yeah, we're not going to beat that, Matt.
Hope you're having a pod blast with a podcast.
My little cavoodle Toby's been a bit sick lately, Ben. It's not good. His guts just aren't right. They're always sort of churning and making loud sounds.
He's always a bit sick, isn't he?
He is a little bit. He farts like, he farts like a dog, I suppose. But we think he might have some allergies. He's sort of been in and out of the vet. It's been all very expensive. So the vet has asked for a urine sample. And it's easier said than done, because obviously collecting your own urine, it's easy. You go to the toilet, you fill it up, you wash your hands, done. It's pretty simple stuff. With dogs, you've obviously got to get underneath them. I've got a rather small dog, one of the smallest sort of dogs you can get, so you really got to get under there, right under there.
And I imagine it'd be hard because, like my dog, for example, if I was trying to capture him doing a wee, I reckon he would think I'm playing. If I go over to him, he would think, oh, come on then, let's play. So then he would stop.
What are we doing? We're in on each other. Sweet. Yeah, you do me and I'll do you. Yeah, that's it. You sort of got to let them do their own thing when they're doing their business, of course. And Ben, you know this, but we don't really have a backyard. Like, there's no grass out the back. So I've got to walk my dog like a few times a day so he can go to the toilet. So he also does that thing that dogs do where he marks his territory, like everywhere. So he's not just going for it like a long wee. He's doing a little squirt on every tree he walks past. So some I capture, some I miss. So it meant last night.
What are you capturing it with?
Literally like it's actually the same sample cup as for humans. So it's like a 70 ml specimen jar with like a a yellow lid on it.
There's got to be a better way to do it.
It's got to 100% be a better way to do it. So last night, it meant I was walking around my entire neighbourhood with a little cup of dog piss for about 20 minutes. And as I said, it looks exactly like the human one as well.
Yeah.
It's just open and I'm just walking around with it like I'm enjoying it as a refreshing drink. People are thinking, man, this Nova guy's weird.
Did you get enough for a proper sample?
I think I got to go back tonight, I must admit.
I'll tell you what, I got a little tip for you. I reckon this will help. Get a ladle. Get a ladle because then you can get under there easier and you can capture it easier and then you use the ladle.
Then I've got to walk around with a dog lead, a piss cup and a ladle.
I reckon it'll help.
I'll look even weirder. I'm not doing that.
This is a voiceover sweep to break up the podcast.
Liam, this is big news for you. FIFA, the game, no longer going to be called FIFA.
What?
They're getting rid of the name FIFA because the license was too expensive, so they've changed it, or they're going to change it.
Are you for real?
To EA Sports FC.
That sounds terrible. I honestly play. I play FIFA more than you'd think.
Yeah,
and I have done since the early years. I think 2002 was my first version. Actually, had a bit of a kerfuffle over the weekend whilst I was playing online. This guy was 2-0 up. I came back 3-2 and celebrated. And then he scored another 2 goals and then messaged me and said, "Next time, don't sweat me." And then I abused him, and then he reported me to PlayStation. And I got an email saying that my account is on watch, and if I swear again or break the community guidelines, it will be removed from me.
I also don't understand what "don't sweat me" means.
Yeah, I just cut the ball across goal, and it was like a bit of a, it was an easy goal. It's just, people in the online FIFA community would understand. But look, I'll be on my best behaviour. So if you come back and win late, I promise not to swear at you.
P to the O to the D to the cast.
Timeline time. Yes, timeline time. Feel free to play along in the car, at home, at work, wherever you are. Liam and I going head to head.
Producer Belle comes in. Good morning.
Hello.
Gives us 5 events. We have to decide when those things happened in history.
All right, first event this morning. What year did the pilot episode of Grey's Anatomy air?
It's a great show, wasn't it? Grey's Anatomy.
Was it?
It was pretty good.
I never once watched an episode.
Wow.
This song right now is doing nothing for me. Is that the
never
theme?
Experienced McDreamy? There was a lot of backstabbing and kissing in locker rooms going on in that show.
There was actually a doctor called McDreamy.
Well, they were nicknamed
he was
McDreamy,
nicknamed.
McSteamy.
Yeah, he was nicknamed McDreamy.
Right, on the show or by viewers?
Yeah,
on the show. They called him, oh my God, McDreamy's in there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, his name in the show wasn't Dr. McDreamy. It wasn't that trashy.
All right, well, Liam, you can go first here. What year do you think the first episode aired?
It's all on Stan now, so I only actually watched it recently. I never sort of went back and was watching it at the time. But I mean, from memory, I would say 2002 it started.
Okay, Ben, what do you think?
Look, I love Scrubs. I watched maybe a season of House, but I never watched this. I want to say 2005.
It was 2001, so
Okay,
Liam, you were
there you
closest.
go. Yeah.
All right, what year did the Fremantle Football Club first... Well, hang on. What year was the Fremantle Football Club established?
Where to go? Every time I hear that song, I'm like, maybe I'm a Freo fan.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's by far the best song in the AFL.
I will say, again, established, not when they first played. So, Ben, I'll give you the first shot at this one.
When they're established. Look, I'm pretty sure they entered the league in... My gut said 1997, but then I want to say 1996, but then I'm like, was it 1993?
Do you know the thing is that's confusing because Melbourne is one of the oldest sporting teams in the world.
1887? That's poor. It's more than that.
Yeah, it's like 1840s thing. Insane.
Yeah.
But was Fremantle around a long time before they were in the AFL? That's what we've got to ask.
Hang on, so you're asking when they first became a football club or when they entered the AFL?
Into the AFL.
Okay, so I'd say I want to go 1996.
Yeah,
Liam?
and I reckon they were the latest team. So I reckon, I'm going to say 99.
It was 94, so Ben, I'll give you that
okay,
one. It's 1-1 at the moment. All right, next one. What year was the Nokia 3310 released?
One of the great phones.
Liam, your turn.
Man, I feel like I want to play some Snake already, just thinking about it. What a brick of a phone. Oh, 92.
Okay, Ben, what do you think?
92, you reckon?
I mean, people were definitely using them in the early 2000s. But
way was it 92. It was like, I remember I used to be obsessed with playing Snake on it, so I'd always have to ask Dad for his phone when we were at the Greyhound track. So I reckon I was about 8 when I was in my Snake age. So I reckon it was more like 2001.
It was 2000. So, Ben, point for you. All right, Ben, you are winning by 1 at the moment. Next one, what year did Farmers Union Iced Coffee launch in SA?
It's a Farmers Union Iced Coffee, or it's nothing.
Oh, wow. I think it even says it on the carton, right?
Does
it? Yeah, like established at some point. It's a long time ago, surely. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go. Call me nuts. 1923.
No way.
Ben, what do you think?
I mean, the smart game would be to say to 1924, but I think it's probably more the 80s. I'd say 1984.
It's 1977. So, Ben, that's 3
bloody
points.
hell. Well, they make it seem like it's been around longer. I thought they were drinking it in the war.
All right, well, Ben's 3. Liam, you're on 1.
Yeah.
That means I win.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Game over.
Farmers Union Iced Coffee, or it's nothing.
Peace up, Pod Town.
13-24-10. Did you have a run-in with the law overseas? Liam, that's exactly what happened to a Russian yoga influencer who has been deported from Bali after doing naked yoga on a sacred Hindu tree.
Oh, come on. Don't be doing your naked yoga on a sacred Hindu tree.
Balinese locals believe the tree to be over 700 years old. So this tree's seen some stuff. I don't think it's ever seen this.
I don't think it's seen a Russian yoga instructor nude.
So Alania, I believe, is the Russian yoga's person's name. They took to Instagram after being deported to apologise. She said, I apologise to all of the people of Bali and Indonesia. I regret what I have done. And she wrote it on Instagram in Indonesian.
Very good.
That doesn't make you more caring and sensitive.
I think she's bridged the gap. I think everyone's forgiven her now.
She then goes on to say, after finding out what I had done, so she's obviously done it, didn't care about what the locals thought.
Yeah.
She's done it, posted it. Then everyone was like saying, you can't do that. You should be ashamed. She then said, after finding out what I had done, I prayed under the tree for guidance, and then I went straight to the police station to explain this, and I apologised to the police department, and then she got deported.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's interesting.
This isn't the first and only case, though, of tourists being deported from Bali since reopening. Obviously, everyone's very excited. They've all rushed back there. But then
look, I get it. You know, once you're over there, there's something in the air.
Yep.
And, you know, once you get a few, especially as an Australian, you get a bit of bintang under your skin.
Yep.
And you get a bit feral.
There's a Czech couple who have uploaded a video of themselves splashing holy water on each other at a Hindu temple.
Just go to Waterbomb Park. You don't need to do that at the temple.
Also, this one got my attention. Authorities are planning to deport a Canadian man called Jeffrey who says he's a mind, body, soul healer. He was doing a live stream on top of a sacred Balinese mountain doing a Maori haka, and he was also naked.
These weird European nude tourists.
Did you have a run-in with the law overseas? It doesn't have to involve nudity. Doesn't have to involve deportation. I'd just love to know if you had a run-in with the law whilst overseas.
I remember the last time I was in Bali myself. Like, obviously, they have a lot of peace offerings out the front. They have, it's a very spiritual place.
Yep.
And they have, like, lots of little flowers and lollies, and they have a little...
They're all kind of like offerings.
Yeah, and it's like some smoke coming out of it normally. And we met these people, other Australians from the Gold Coast, because it was the World Cup was on at the time. We were watching the Socceroos game, and I was getting along like a house on fire with these guys, and then one of them was just walking past and he just leant down to the peace offering and took one of the Mentos. Don't take the freaking... that Mentos is for the gods. Put it back, you idiot.
13-24-10 is our number. Did you have a run-in with the law overseas? Julie joins us now. Did you have a run-in with the law overseas?
I certainly did. I was on a Navy base in Great Lakes, Illinois, near Chicago.
Yeah.
And I didn't come to a complete stop at a stop sign, which was on a one-way street, and I could see nothing was coming, so I kind of just rolled around the corner, and the cop pulled me over, and he told me that I needed to come to a complete stop, that all four wheels must come to a complete stop at a stop sign, and I managed to get out of being fined by telling him that the edge of the stop sign in Australia is a different colour to America. And the ones in America, if a stop sign like that was in Australia, that would mean you only had to stop if there was something coming.
Right, so, yeah, okay. So you just completely, and he was like, okay, well, that sounds about right.
Off you go, man.
I know you guys do it a little different over there, driving on the wrong side of the road, you crazy Australians. Okay. That was a very strange accent. I don't know what region I was trying to be from there, but hey, well, good for thinking on your feet. Jess, you had a run-in with the law overseas?
I did, yeah. I went to the full moon party with one of my mates to celebrate for the night.
In Thailand?
And in Thailand, yep. And went missing for 2 days. Got my drink spiked, so I was fine. I woke up on the beach. I was fine, but obviously went missing for 2 days, and the Australian Embassy had to come and find me, so that was pretty scary.
That is so scary. I mean, what were your family over here thinking? I mean, 2 days lost in a foreign country, they would be thinking the worst.
Oh, my sister was ropeable. She tried not to tell Mum for the first day, so my mate that I went with was obviously going, oh, no, she'll be fine, she'll turn up, like, she'll be fine. Secretly he was,
Yeah.
he was just scared.
And then you just woke up on the beach.
I did. Yes, but all was good.
That's horrifying.
Everything's fine? All good?
Yep, all good.
All right.
Very easygoing
Yeah,
person there.
Jess, you're not fazed by
Just
it.
lost 2 days in Thailand. God knows what happened there.
Heck of a time.
Woke up with the Mike Tyson tattoo like in The Hangover.
Joe joins us now. Joe, did you ever run in with the law overseas?
Yes, I did. My husband and I were on our honeymoon in Germany, and we found there was a lot of shops that sold sort of what we thought were just display swords, display knives, with all fancy handles with jewels. So I bought a knife in a sheath for my dad.
Sweet
in
present.
In Germany, they screen your check-in luggage as you go through, as you enter.
Yeah.
You'd think so.
I came
So?
up, and the airport police came and took me away and took me up to their room on the top floor.
That completely checks out. I mean, in Australia, you're not allowed to bring nail clippers onto the flight. I couldn't see how you'd think in Germany you'd be allowed to bring a literal giant knife in a sheath.
Leopod Mencast. Wait, I said that wrong. Ben and Liam Podcast.
What's trending?
Trending all over the internet.
Twitter. Instagram.
Welcome to Facebook.
Hey guys, well, a historical day today. The iPod is officially being discontinued.
It's a sad day for music, but I'm surprised they were still making them, to be honest.
Absolutely. So did you know that Apple last updated the iPod in 2019? And then I guess they kind of just started giving up on it and went, no more updates.
Even 2019
That
seems
is
strange.
completely wild.
Well, it's said that they've also said that the remaining, while stocks last, is it. So everything that's out there on the shelf now, that's if you want to go grab the last ever iPod, go for it, because that is it from there. But yeah, did you know that it was 2001 the first iPod was released?
I got mine in 2006. It was the 13th of June. It was the same day that Australia beat Japan 3-1 in the World Cup. It was my 10th birthday, actually. And the first song I downloaded was Bernard Fanning's "Wish You Well," and then and then a bit of Green Day, "American Idiot." What a hell of an iPod! I only had a gig on it, so you could only really put in the absolute stompers. Yeah, you had to put the best of the best in there.
I remember on my 7th birthday, we just moved into our new house in Lewiston. We moved from Redwood Park, and for my 7th birthday, I got an Action Man radio, and it was a torch.
Whoa!
And I remember it was a torch, and then Dad was like, "Hey, watch this," and you open it up, and there was like a radio on the inside.
Yeah.
Turned it on. I Get Knocked Down, Chumbawamba came on. That was my favourite song from that point on.
And a lot of the other kids at school had iPods, and Ben was walking around with his Action Man taped to his head. But it was still pretty cool. It still did the job, as he said to everyone back then.
And the trailer for the Avatar sequel has dropped. It's Avatar: The Way of Water. It'll be coming out in December. It's starring Sam Worthington, but also it includes Kate Winslet and Jermaine Clement. Now, here's a little bit of the trailer here.
I know one thing. Wherever we go, this family is our fortress.
Yeah. Look, I know I'm a big Star Wars guy, so is Ben. I love my Harry Potter. I nerd out a little bit, but I couldn't care less about Avatar. I really couldn't. Honestly, it was such a I didn't like it when I saw it in the movies. Like I don't think there needed to be another. I never got the hype. I really never.
Did you say Jermaine Clements in it?
Yes.
As in the Flight of Flight of the Conchords?
Yes. Yep.
That's so weird.
So that's the part that I'm a little bit excited for. I went, ooh, maybe I will go see
Is it going to be 3D again? Remember, it was really a family affair, wasn't it? Like whole families were going to see
I went with my family to the IMAX in Melbourne
Yeah.
and saw it, and we sat like way too close, and I got a severe headache from watching
it was pretty long from memory as well.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's where you get your migraines from now.
To be honest, I think
You sat too close to the
Bill, if you're going to sue someone, James Cameron, he'd be a bit of a cash cow.
Oh, yeah, maybe. And finally, in some Harry Potter news.
Now we're talking.
Tom Felton, who played Draco Malfoy, has sat down for an interview, and he's just revealed that playing Draco didn't actually make him popular with women and in his dating life.
Yeah, that checks out.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I reckon. He's a pretty unpleasant character.
Well, he says that it wasn't cool and he was a bit lame for doing it, and it just didn't give him any favours with girls.
Imagine
but I beg to differ.
him on a Tinder date. Red hair, hand-me-down robe. She must be Isabel. Great to finally meet you. What? You don't like me? Oh, filthy mudblood. You went to my father hears about this.
And that's the end of the Ben and Lamb podcast.
We mentioned this little off-air podcast and we wanted some feedback. I hadn't actually checked the DMs yet, but I took the time out there in that 30-40 minutes to just have a little look. There's a message from Jylan Wall.
Just before you read Jylan's out, can I read one out from James? A little bit shorter.
Go for it.
James said, hey, a name for the new podcast that you're doing, the off-air show. So it's combined, because you know how I wanted show, and you wanted the off-air show.
Yeah.
Why don't we just combine it and call it the off-air show?
Because then that's good, and in a lot of ways it's meeting halfway, it's best of both worlds.
Yep.
But then, because ideally what I've done, so like for example the other day it was just off-air, Liam wants a holiday.
Yep.
So but every time I would have to write the off-air show. You know what I mean? It would make it so long that you'd barely see what the episode's about, like instead of just having like...
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm not shooting it down.
You know what? Like, if it's better for you, actually, I like the off-air show.
We could also call it the off-air show verbally every time,
but written down, it just says off-air. I just don't think off-air written down looks very sexy.
But I think it sells what it is.
I know it says what it is, but it doesn't look sexy. Like
Yeah,
Coke
no,
doesn't. Like when you buy a Coke, it doesn't say brown liquid.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
get you. Yeah. It's got a sexy name. Like it's named after a drug.
Well, I think
wasn't there cocaine in it? Yeah.
Yeah. So Coca-Cola came first.
No, it didn't.
The drug came first. Yeah, no, you're right, because it was in it for a while, wasn't it? Yeah, you're saying
Pretty sure it was actually
in it. Yeah, until like 1920s.
People were freaking loving it.
Yeah.
No wonder why they got all those buildings up in New York. And
Yeah.
stuff. And you see those things, those like workers sitting on a beam.
Yeah.
They were coked up with their freaking eyeballs. They were literally drinking cocaine.
I know. So read that text out now.
Okay. Sorry.
Jylan.
Jylan Wall. He said, for the off-air potty, I would like to know the behind the scenes of the tennis or porn segment, and want to know how it was recorded but didn't make it on air.
So that was when the Australian Open was on. We were playing different grunts, and then the listeners had to try and guess, was it from an adult film or was it from a tennis match?
Yeah, no, it was AO or AO, so it was like adults only or...
AO or AO?
It's a great question, Jylan, and it will be answered in the next off-air podcast. I mean... Are we going to give it a day off, or do we want to do another one today?
Let's give it a day off, because I don't know where Belle and Andy are. But look, we'll try and do as many of them as we can. If you've got something you'd like to hear in the off-air show, send us a DM and we'll take it into consideration.
Get as behind the scenesy and as technical as you want, because I'm like, it's the whole idea of it is it's just real and it's behind the scenes and it's just like whatever.
Yep. All right. See you, podcaster.
Ben and Liam is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.